owner of the Bonds Barbershop brands, Mike Taylor Education, the Great British Barbering Academy, and author of the Mike Taylor Education Resource Book. Been a barber for nearly 30 years and I love it. Been teaching barbering for 15 years. So I've been around the circuit for a long time. And I absolutely love barbering, I love the trade, I love educating. So I really hope you enjoy this theory lesson and get what you need out of it. But if you don't, I'm the sort of guy I'm always happy to help. So drop me an email at info@miketayloreducation.com if there's any questions you need answered or anything you need to ask me at all. Anyway, enjoy the lesson. Mike Taylor Education, Introduction to Barbering with the Great British Barbering Academy. The overview of this course, a bit about the history of barbering, tools and equipment needed, and your head block. Let's take you back to the history of barbering. The barbering trade dates back to 3500 BC, and it's the second oldest trade, but the first legal one. We used to be called barber surgeons and do the following: dentistry, amputate limbs, as well as surgery, cutting hair and shaving. We'd often take out an old war wound or some teeth. We use leeches and we used to do bloodletting. And in 1540, King Henry VIII merged the barbers and the surgeons together. And it weren't till 1745 that they were separated by King George II. So we all know this symbol, the barber's pole. But who knows the history of this? The barber's pole is a symbol of our profession. There's not many other professions that actually have a symbol so everyone knows who they are. After an operation, the bandages would be hung on a staff and sometimes placed on the outside as an advertisement. So what the barbers would do is they'd put their bandages and hang them outside to dry, and this would tell people the barber was available for his next operation. When twirled by the wind, they would form a red and white spiral pattern. So as the bandages with the blood on dried, that's what inspired the now pole that spins. The earliest pole included a leech basin, which in time was transformed into a bowl. That's why we have the two bowls at the end of each pole to represent the leeches. So there is so much history to the pole, and that is why the pole should be red and white, blood and bandages. Tools and equipment. Now we don't hold our scissors like kitchen scissors. Use our fourth finger as I will demonstrate now. We have scissors, thinning scissors, an open razor, foil shavers, clipper grades, clippers, trimmers and detailers or outliners. Combs and brushes, equally as important. These are a few of the tools that I find essential for traditional barbering. My favourite is the vent brush. I blow dry most styles with this. It gives a man a nice natural look, and I can get all the volume I need from this brush. Also, never be without your fade brush. Make sure that you're always working with one of these and performing fades. I use this for finishing, for texture, this style comb, and clipper combs are a must. It makes it so much easier to clip over comb with the right tools. The head block. So on your today's journey of your introduction to barbering course, what we would do is start on a head block. The beautiful thing about head blocks is you can take as long as you want on the hair, you can practice to get it right, and they're not going to be annoyed if you cut too much hair off. Cutting on a head block before a live client allows you to be more confident with cutting techniques and angles. You will watch step-by-step videos prior to doing each cut. Don't rush to go onto the shop floor. In our experience, the learners who go on the shop floor quicker generally find it harder in the long run. That is, you've got to know the rules before you can break the rules, and you've got to know the angles and the way the weight's distributed. So taking care and learning your head block is paramount for you to become a successful barber as quickly as possible. There is so many different haircuts out there and so many different ways to perform them. There's so many different styles, but it does go down to 4 basic cuts. And if you know these 4 basic cuts, you can perform any cut. So with the head block, we will just make sure you learn the rules, and the rules are these 4 basic cuts. 1 length, square layers, uniform layers, and short graduation. And believe it or not, 95% of men's haircut is short graduation. So we are doing different types of one haircut. That is what barbering is. The head block with things to remember. Don't rush, take your time and get it right. One head block should take you around 4 or 5 training days. Watch the Mike Taylor videos as often as you like. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. Don't just cut the hair off. If you're not sure, then ask. If you're not sure what you're doing on the head block, then you won't be sure on a client. Once it's been cut, it can't go back on. If you think you're going wrong, please stop.